I just spent over $900 buying every popular retro handheld on Amazon. Most of them, total waste of money, but these three actually delivered. Let me show you which ones are worth your cash. Before you drop $500 on a Steam Deck or Asus ROG Alloy, watch this, because this $80 device right here plays basically the same retro games and fits in your pocket. In this video, I'm breaking down 5 retro handhelds, from budget to premium. I'll tell you exactly which one to get based on your budget and what games you actually want to play. Plus, all Amazon links are in the description with current prices. Let's start with the cheapest one that actually doesn't suck. Starting with something that's causing serious waves in the budget category, the AYANEO Pocket Air Mini at just 90 bucks. This thing is AYANEO's first entry into the sub $100 market, and honestly, it feels like they brought their premium DNA with them. You're getting a world first 4.2-inch display and 500 nits brightness, which makes classic games look absolutely pristine. The MediaTek Helio G90T processor handles everything from Game Boy up through PS1 and Dreamcast smoothly, with some PSP and lighter PS2 games playable if you tweak settings. What really stands out is the build quality. It's got Hall effect RGB joysticks, Hall triggers, and that ergonomic design language lifted straight from their flagship devices. The 4,500 mAh battery gives you around 6 hours of playtime. There's active cooling inside to keep temperatures stable, and it runs Android with AYANEO's custom Aya Space software for easy game management. At 269 grams, it's surprisingly hefty for its size, but comfortable to hold for extended sessions. The trade-off: you're not getting analog stick-heavy systems like N64 or certain PSP titles to feel natural here, and at 2GB or 3GB RAM, depending on configuration, you'll want to stick with retro emulation rather than Android gaming. But for pure classic gaming at this price point, AYANEO just set a new standard, perfect for anyone wanting premium features without the premium price tag. Next up is something tiny but surprisingly powerful, the Kiddy GKD Pixel 2 at $80. This micro handheld is barely larger than a credit card, but don't let that fool you. It's rocking a Rockchip RK3326S quad-core processor with 1GB RAM, and that 2.4-inch IPS screen got a serious upgrade to a sharp resolution. The full CNC aluminum body makes it feel way more premium than the price suggests, available in multiple colors including purple, red, green, and gray. Performance-wise, you're looking at flawless 8-bit and 16-bit emulation, solid PS1 gameplay, and decent Dreamcast and PSP performance, though not everything will run full speed. The battery jumped from 1,300 mAh in the original to 1,800 mAh here, giving you around 3 hours of playtime. Controls are responsive with grooved grips on the back that make it easy to hold despite the tiny size, though comfort during longer sessions is definitely a consideration. It runs a custom Linux-based system optimized specifically for this hardware, and you can load custom firmware like Plum OS or Rock Nix if you want more features. The dual USB-C ports support both charging and external controllers. There's a 3.5mm headphone jack, and it even includes vibration feedback. This isn't for everyone. If you have larger hands or want longer play sessions, you'll probably find it cramped. But as a true pocket carry that you can literally toss in your jacket and forget about, the GKD Pixel 2 nails that niche perfectly. Moving to another $80 contender with a totally different vibe, the TRIMUI Brick. This one's all about style meets substance with its customizable aesthetic and solid retro performance. You've got an all-winner A133P processor with 1GB RAM, which handles everything through GBA, Neo Geo, and arcade games beautifully. The 3.2-inch IPS fully laminated screen looks genuinely impressive for retro content, sharp and vibrant without any ghosting. What makes the Brick stand out is the personalization. You get adjustable RGB lighting on the back and shoulder buttons that you can customize to match your mood, plus a CNC metal backplate that's engravable if you want to make it uniquely yours. The detachable shoulder buttons are another nice touch for customization. It runs Linux with TRIMUI Custom UI, supports over 20 emulation formats. Battery is 3,000 mAh, giving you around 5 hours depending on what you're playing, and there are dual speakers that actually sound pretty decent for a handheld this size. build quality feels robust with that metal construction, and at 64 GB storage expandable to 1 TB via TF card, you've got plenty of room for your library. The brick isn't pushing into PS1 or anything beyond 16-bit era with full consistency, but that's not its goal. This is for people who want their SNES Genesis and GBA games to look and feel great while carrying something that has genuine personality. If you value aesthetics and customization alongside solid performance, the TRIMUI Brick delivers. Here's where things get interesting. The Retroid Pocket Classic at $149. This is Retroid's answer to the vertical handheld market, and it's basically the premium Game Boy experience everyone's been waiting for. The star here is that gorgeous 3.92-inch AMOLED screen with deep blacks, vibrant colors. It's powered by Qualcomm's G1 Gen 2 processor, a chip designed specifically for gaming handhelds, and it's paired with 4 GB or 6 GB RAM and 64 GB or 128 GB storage. Performance is excellent for everything PS1 and below, with some GameCube and PS2 titles playable, though you're limited without analog sticks. Speaking of controls, the Vita-style D-pad is one of the best on any handheld. Buttons are clicky, but not obnoxiously loud, and those shoulder buttons sit perfectly for your index fingers. The 5000 mAh battery supports 27-watt fast charging and gives you solid all-day gaming, plus there's active cooling to keep temps down. It runs Android 14 with full Play Store access and Retroid's excellent launcher that auto-installs emulators and organizes your ROMs beautifully. The matte plastic finish resists fingerprints, and at its size, it's genuinely pocketable without analog sticks snagging on fabric. Available in multiple colorways, including a Classic 6 variant with Sega Saturn-style 6-button layout if you're into fighting games. The mono speaker actually sounds fantastic, way better than most handhelds in this price range. Downsides, no video out, and no analog stick means N64 and certain other systems feel awkward. But if you want that premium vertical gaming experience with an OLED screen, great controls, and enough power for classic gaming, the Pocket Classic is basically unbeatable at this price. Finally, the heavyweight champion, the Retroid Pocket Flip 2 at $269. This is Retroid's clamshell powerhouse, and it's basically a Retroid Pocket 5 folded in half. The Snapdragon 865 model packs a serious punch with its Cryo CPU, Adreno 650 GPU, 8 GB RAM, and 128 GB storage, meaning you're getting GameCube, V, PS2, and even some Switch emulation with the right tweaks. That 5.5-inch AMOLED display at 1080p is absolutely stunning. Same gorgeous screen from the Pocket 5 with deep blacks, vibrant colors, and 500 nits brightness. The clamshell design protects the screen when closed, and the hinge feels solid with a satisfying snap opening to multiple angles for handheld or tabletop play. Hall effect sticks and triggers eliminate drift concerns, and the active cooling system with an aluminum heatsink and fan manages heavy emulation easily. The offset controls offer comfortable ergonomics, the buttons are responsive and quiet, and the D-pad performs great. A 5000 mAh battery with 27-watt fast charging delivers 4 to 5 hours of gameplay. It runs Android 13 with full Play Store support, and there's also a cheaper Dimensity 1100 version, though the Snapdragon 865 offers wider compatibility. The solid matte plastic build resists fingerprints, and while it's thicker than a phone, it stays fairly portable. The speakers are decent, but slightly muffled compared to rivals, though software updates may improve this. The Flip 2 targets users who want top-tier emulation power in a nostalgic clamshell design. It's the priciest option, but the flagship performance delivers. If you want to play everything from NES to PS2 in style, this is your pick. So there you have it, 5 fantastic retro handhelds covering every price point and preference. From the budget-friendly AYANEO Pocket Air Mini and GKD Pixel 2 to the stylish TRIMUI Brick, the premium vertical Retroid Pocket Classic, and the powerhouse clamshell Retroid Pocket Flip 2. Whichever one speaks to you, all the links are sitting in the description below. Find the one that matches your style, load up those classics, and get gaming. Catch you in the next one.